YouTube, this is Miss Bossy and I'm coming to you today because I decided I wanted to show you guys my wig I made, kinky straight wig with the closure, how I put it on and also how I sew it down, as well as the braid pattern that I use underneath my wig. First I'll show you guys the wig. I actually have it on now and it's just on. I just kind of plopped it on my head and it slid back a little bit because I slept in it, but I'll take it off so I can show it to you guys. Don't laugh at my hair, okay? This is my wig. It's kinky straight closure. I'm wearing it behind the hairline, so I sewed some combs inside. And I have combs in the sides, the back, and also the front. I'm not wearing it pulled back, which is why I went ahead and sewed the combs using black thread, and I sewed them to the edge of the closure because I'm only gonna wear a side part. I don't really wear straight hair much, but when I do, I only wear a side part, and I'm not gonna wear it pulled back away from my face. So you can see how much hair I left out around my perimeter. I usually leave a bit more out in the front because I have a very thin crown. It's hereditary, I guess. And this is my perimeter that I'm leaving out, as well as I leave out part of my nape. So you can see how much hair I have left out. This is my pattern. Underneath my closure, I start my braids pretty far back, but my perimeter braid, as you can see, I make it really tiny. And I started up here because I'm going to be sewing it down and because I needed somewhere to attach my combs. And so just the perimeter braid, I have it really, really tiny all the way around. I don't make my braids extremely neat under my wigs, especially not this one because I'm taking it down soon. But you can kind of see my braid pattern that I wear underneath. And it ends in one long braid, which I have pinned with, oh, I don't even know where my pin is. It's a Good Day hairpin that I have tucked in here somewhere. So I'll go ahead and show you how I put it on because some people have asked, how do you attach the wig? So I start with the front and I find my part on the wig and line it up to my part in my hair, like so. And then I slide my combs in. So I'll slide this one in, and I make sure the part is lined up when I'm doing this, and then slide in the other two combs that I have in the front. And I add the combs for security even when I'm sewing it down because it helps hold the wig in place. And you can see once I put it down, the part kind of disappears. And so, gotta reach back there, grab the back, make sure none of the hair is tangled up on the combs. Then I stretch it out and I apply the combs on the side and I just slide them right under this perimeter braid, like so. And they don't pull my hair, just really because of where I strategically place them, so they're not putting stress on my natural hair on the braid. It's kind of hard to explain. And so I just tuck the combs in the back and you can see the wig is applied. I'm a perfectionist, so this right here isn't going to work for me, which is why I have to sew it down so that it can be a little bit closer. But you can see how it blends. I'll comb it out for you. I use a seamless comb on every stitch of hair that I have, be it extensions, my natural hair, and so that's what I'm using. A seamless comb to comb it out. And I'll do a review on this kinky straight hair later. It may look okay, but I'm gonna show you just a second why I'm not feeling this hair. I don't know if you guys can see this. Every time I comb it, I run my fingers through it. So alright, so that's the wig just applied behind the hairline. You can kind of see it from the back. And this is how I usually wear it. I'll wear it tucked back or wear some bangs. But now, I'm gonna show you how I sew it on. Just separate my hair on my perimeter. This part can get a little tricky because bright and intelligent me didn't braid my perimeter down before I put the wig on. So I'm just gonna gather all the hair up. Nothing fancy, nothing pretty. But I wanna make sure that it's all pulled up and away from the perimeter. And I use my handy dandy scrunchie and just put it in a quick little button. And you can see how it's kind of pulled up all the way around. And pull any of my stray hairs out and make sure it's all separated. So it should always separate it like that. And I just take some of these little spring clips, or yeah, that's what they're called, and clip my natural hair out of the way, because I don't want to sew up my natural hair into this wig. So you know, this wig I actually made it a little too big for myself, because I had a wig that I made with my Arjuni 2D, and I took the wefts off and then reused the same cap for this one. And on that wig I didn't leave my perimeter out in the back, so it's just a little bit bigger than I would normally wear it, but well, it'll work. So, hey. Alright, so I'll show you the tools that we're going to need for this. And it's really easy, aside from the clips that I just showed you. We're going to need a needle. And, check this out, some thread. So I've already knotted my thread, and I stretch mine out as far as my arms can go. Now I'm going to start in the front, and I'm going to pull this up. And honestly, I don't really care if the knot is on the outside, because I'm not going to be pulling this back. I'm probably only going to be wearing it for a couple of days. I'm only doing this for demonstration. I'm making another wig with my Arjuni 2D and 3D. So that's going to be what I'm wearing from here on out until the end of the year. Okay, so I just kind of separate the thread like this when I put it through, and slide this through the middle and pull it tight, and that's how I start my stitch. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kind of sort of go backwards. Now I'm not going to go onto the closure aside from this one stitch. I'll go onto the closure when I start using my invisible thread. So I make sure when I do these stitches that I'm sewing onto that perimeter braid where I have my hair clipped onto. And so I'm going to do my stitches all the way around onto that braid, and I have a reverse track on this wig, so I'm sewing around that weft onto the braid. And when I get to the back, since it's a little too big, I'm actually not going to sew around the weft. I'm going to go onto the band of the cap and do a back stitch onto the braid on that area. And for those of you who don't know what a backstitch is, you can always Google it. Go to Google and click on images, type in backstitch, and you will get some really helpful photos of how to do a backstitch. Hey, can't get this one through. Let's try this again. That one was pretty tight. I must have got a weft there. Okay, I don't like this part of it. There. That's better. Suppose I should probably fast forward this part, right? I just want to make sure you guys get the idea of how this is done. I'm sewing around the weft. I don't know how well you can see that. And you can see my needle come through. And guess what, you guys? This is my very first YouTube video. Yay me! I always thought that I would never do any YouTube videos or tutorials because I didn't want to expose myself, my personality, to the entire world. But hey, I'm already part of this society, so why not? People are gonna see me anyways. And besides, I want to be able to, help people out. I like for, women to walk around and look good. I don't want anyone to walk around and look a mess because they don't know how to do something. So at least now you'll have the tools that you need. And if you're walking around looking a mess, well, sorry. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and fast forward, and I will bring it back around when I start sewing onto the band in the back.